died, the only thing that remained to be shot in Lincoln Center was their reactions to the opera. And Cosmo and his girlfriend, who arrive in the midst of all of this, and the audience just goes, ooh, when they see that her father's in the audience with his mistress. And everyone knows there's going to be a payoff to that.
Thank you.
What?
I don't know.
Coincidence is one word for a confluence of events that happens regularly. And in fact, people who are discovered doing things that they're trying to do covertly are usually discovered through coincidence. This coincidence is on the big side, but it's not that big. But I like that when you do a big scene, when you have like a story like this, which takes place on such an intimate level, 2 people at dinner, 7 people at dinner, a lot of eating going on, very simple scenes, little liquor store, little beauty parlor, that when you have a scene that has some scope, or have a bunch of extras and a big location and it's really pretty, you want to exploit it. You don't want to just do one thing. You want to do as many things as you can at the same time to revel in the location and revel in the event that the people are being affected by. Get as many of the principles affected by the event as you can. So that's sort of a nice thing. And it adds this other level where the audience knows something that the characters don't. That the guys there, both sets of people would be shocked to find out that the other set is there. And at the end they do. So that makes it a nice thing.
And then I love, while they're at La Boheme uptown, Cinderella and the Prince, and the husband is there with the mistress, the wife is at the Grand Ticino with John Mahoney, with the professor. And this kind of dramatic cross-cutting of events happening at the same time, intimately involving family characters, is really keeping a lot of balls in the air. And this is the genius and the brilliance, I think, of Shanley's structure in the screenplay.
No matter how comical it may seem to you, how to be some man standing above the struggle while I'm rolling around in the mud.
I think you like to roll around in the mud, and I don't. That's fair, isn't it? Now, what's that?
There she throws the drink in his face, glass of water, and storms out. Well, John Mahoney is just a great actor, and he was not well known before this. He was a Chicago actor, I think, and he'd done a couple of things on screen, but this was sort of the role that made the public aware of him. And Norman brought him in. I saw him read, and I was like, wow, that guy is really, he even like captures something of the look of the guy that I based it on. So I thought he was just a great find. And it's sort of a way for Rose, without the terrible electricity surrounding her relationship with her husband, to be able to talk to her husband about infidelity. That she gets to talk to the side of her husband that went off and cheated on her with this guy, this sort of eternally young, this pueriturnus guy, and sort of reason with him and get a peek at what led to it. You know, he's so completely that way.
Mahoney's desperation is the desperation of many men, I think, his age in America. And I think, it's the classic situation where he's going through a bit of male menopause, and he's separated, and he's searching, and he's reaching for all the wrong women, and he's looking for something that he's lost. And all of a sudden he looks across Olympia Dukakis and realizes this is what he's really looking for, a meaningful relationship with someone who can understand him and tell him who he is, because she knows who she is. And that's why I find it I find it touching at the end. And he tells her what his problems are.
Why do men chase women?
Nerves?
I think it's because they fear death.
I think she's probably searching here for her own answers. I mean, she already has the answer probably. She's looking for confirmation. Also, maybe she's trying to justify the fact that she doesn't want to play around. Maybe here she's looking for some justification. I don't know. All I know is that this whole idea of maybe it's because they fear death is to me such a interesting and fascinating revelation that Shanley brings to the story. That because maybe this is partly my fascination with death and with the accoutrements of death and with funerals and cemeteries and fascination with the end of life is the fact that it is a common end. It is something all of us share. And I believe that every human being knows that they're going to die from about the age of 4 or 5. I believe children are quite aware of death. I believe that children see death. They see death in animals. They see death in their relatives. They see death in their grandparents, their great-grandparents, all of that. It is around them. And from the age of 3 to 4 to 5, they too realize, because everyone tells them, nothing lives forever. Cross-cutting